another step of plus or minus something. That's where we talked about taking the answer from the first step, so the answer to the one step, and you're going to use it in the second step to find the big answer. So read the problem, then you will model a two-step problem, meaning you're going to show a two-step problem with drawing. Okay? You can always use counters, there's stuff in the back of the room, all that. This one in our lesson book is going to use drawings. You can always draw. Meg has 8 pears in her basket. Then she picks 6 more pears. After that, she gives away 5 pears to her friends. How many pears are in the basket now? So she does 2 different things. She picks pears and then she gives pears away to her friends. So that's 2 different things. So we have to do 2 different steps. So what they did was they made a picture. So picture it. You can draw a picture. You could draw a picture. You can use manipulatives, meaning the little counters. You can use counters. You can use blocks. All of these things you can use to represent these pairs. Okay, you don't have to draw pairs, but it's always an option. So they drew. So step 1 is they looked back up in their question and they got their first number. Meg has 8 pears. So has is an important word. So she has 8 pears. That means at the start, at the beginning, the first thing she had was 8 pears. So they drew 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's her 8 pears. That's her start number. I'm going to write that. This is our start. She had 8 pears. That's our beginning start number. So remember what I told you, we go one sentence at a time. So Meg has 8 pears. Then, so that's like the next step, not literal next step, but the next thing we need to know, the next sentence. Then she picks 6 more pears. So if she goes up to a pear tree and she gets 6 more pears, if you're getting more things, are you adding or subtracting? You only have 2 options, add, subtract. Well, if she's picking more, that means she's getting more. So this means we're getting 6. We're getting plus 6 more pears. So then she picks 6 more pears. That's sentence number 2, capital to a period. Sentence number 2 is she's getting more. So when we add, we get a big number because we're getting more. More means big, big, big. So 8 pears is what she started with. And she got more pears, so plus 6 more pears. So they drew 6 pears. So here's our model, here's our picture, and here's our equation, 8 plus 6. So then you have to solve that problem. What is 8 plus 6? You can make it 10, which means 8 plus 2, so 6 minus 2, which would be 10, 6, 5, 4, would be 10 plus 4, which would equal 14. So 8 plus 6 equals 14. We can do that. Or you can go 8 and up 6, 8. I'm going to do it with a number line just to show you. So 8 plus 6, I'm going to start at 8, and I'm going to hop 6. I don't go 1. You don't start counting your 6 until you hop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the answer would be 14. Or you could do it like this and go 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You get 14 either way. So then we know that 8 plus 6 equals 14. So right now, all of these pairs, you could have counted 2, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. All these pairs are 14. So after she starts with 8 and she picks 6 more, now in her hands, in her basket, she's got 14 pairs. But we're not done because there's more sentences, okay? So that's where step 2 comes into play. Right now, she has 14 apples. We did sentence 1, we did sentence 2. That told us she got a whole bunch of pears. She had 8, she got 6 more. So now she has 14 pears. But the next part says, after she picked those pears, so after that, she gives away 5 pears to her friends. So it's not saying from her 8, it's not saying from the 6, it's saying from everything she has. And we just learned in step 1 that everything she has is 14 pears. So from her 14 pears, she gives away 5. So if I'm giving away giving away pairs am I adding or subtracting? You only have two options, add or subtract. But if I'm giving away pairs, that means I am subtracting pairs. So in step 2, they took our answer and they put it as the start, because now we know at the start, after 2 sentences, she has 14 pairs. So they drew 14. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. And we know that gives away, if we give something away, shoo shoo, we have to subtract. So they said, we're going to subtract. And then how many did she give away? After that, she gives away 5. So we're getting rid of 5 pairs. So what they did in their picture is they put a box around 5 of the pairs, which means I get rid of 5 pairs. We don't have them anymore. They are gone. So then it says, how many pairs are in the basket now? How many pairs are left? So you could have done this multiple ways. They drew the picture. You could have done 14 and count backwards. 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. You could have used counters, or you could have used these counters are cubes. You could have done it this way. Start at 14, and hop minus means we go down, so we go towards the small numbers. 14 down 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we could have done it that way. All those options are good. So another way you could have solved it other than drawing could be to model it with our tape diagrams. So these diagrams, the number bonds with the big bosses and the small fries, okay? So step 1, they did their first 2 sentences, the 8 and the 6, because we know that she got those pairs. So they did a small fry and a small fry because we know 2 small fries have to be added together to get your big boss. So 8 plus 6 is 14. Okay, then they did step 2. We know that now we have 14. So we start our big boss with 14. And then we know that we give away, subtract, 5 of those pairs. You have your big boss, and when we go from a big boss down to a small fry, you have to get small fry smaller. So you have to subtract. Or you could have counted on 5 plus something equals 14. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. You get 9 either way, subtraction or counting on. Okay, so let's say there's some questions about this. So you're going to leave your book exactly like this. You're just going to look at the page right beside it. See, I see both pages. So let's look at this, connect it, and write equations. Remember, equations look like this. Something, something equals something. You get a plus or a minus here. So number 2 says, what happens in step 1 of the problem? What did we do? What did we do here? We did, it says equations, so we're going to write the equations. So we did 8 plus 6 equals 14. Okay? And we're going to explain that. We added the 8 pairs to the 6 she picks. And remember, what Miss Rice is teaching you is to always, always, always look back at your question. I picked out most of these words from the question. Okay. Number 3 says, look at, picture it. So look back at this one. Write an equation for step 1. Oh, we kind of already did that. We just need to move it down. So it's already got the plus for us. So the first step was 8, because that's how many pairs she started with, plus how many she picked, 6 more. And we know that 8 plus 6 is 14. So now it says on number 4, what happens in step 2 of the problem? Well, in step 2, we know it's 14 minus 5 equals 9. Now we need to explain this. So what did we do? We took all the pairs she had and subtracted, oops, let me scoot over, subtracted the ones she gives away, or I guess gave away. That is exactly what we did. That's exactly what it told us to do. Now number 5 says look at model it. So that's down here. So we're in step 2 down here. Write the equation. We did that too. We took all the pairs that she had, so she ended up with 14 pairs. And then in the second half of our problem, it said she gives some away. How many did she give away? 5. And we learned using a number line or counters or the picture or the diagram that 14 minus 5 is 9. Okay. How is a 2-step problem different from a 1-step problem? So how is this so much different than doing a 1-step problem? Well, that's easy. You have to do more than one thing. So you can write this however you want, because some people don't think like that. Maybe you think that they're different because now you have to add and subtract, or double add, or double subtract, or you can write whatever sentence you want. Why is these kind of problems different than the ones we used to do where you only had to do one thing? So I'm going to say, how is a 2-step problem different from a 1-step problem? You have to do more than one equation. And equation is definitely up here at the top still. Equation. E-Q-U-A-T. Equation. To solve the problem. Now make sure you got your period. Alright, this one says, try it. That means I want you to pause the video here and give it a go, and then turn the video back on and see if you got your right. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to have to erase, so it's not that big a deal. So try it. Try another problem. There are 12 boys in the pool. Then 3 boys go home. Then 6 more boys jump in the pool. How many boys are in the pool now? Show your work. So pause the video, try it, but I'm going to tell you right now to draw it out. Drawing is always a good idea. So 12 boys in the pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I know I'm going to need 2 steps, 2 equations. So I've drawn it. And I know my first equation is going to look like this. And I'm going to put an S and a 1 for step 1. And then I'm going to put another one, and I'm going to put S2 for step 2. So step 1, there are 12 boys in the pool. That means that's my start number for number 1. 12 boys in a pool. That's my first sentence. Sentence number 2, then 3 boys go home. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So if they go away, go home, that means you're getting rid of them. Bye-bye. So it's a minus equation. So 12 minus 3. I can get out my handy-dandy number line, or I can count what I drew. 12. And remember, I don't say 1 here. I would hop and say 1, 2, 3. And I'm going down because it's a minus. 9. 12 minus 3 is 9. So right now, after my first 2 sentences, that one's done, I have 9. So right now there's 9 boys in the pool. And we know that we're going to take our answer from step 1, and we're going to use as our start number for step 2. So I'm going to start with 9 boys in the pool. I took my answer from step 1, and I shoot it right over here to step 2. And I still have my drawing, so let's keep reading. Then 6 more boys jump in the pool, so we're getting more boys. So we have 9, we're getting more. More means more. We get big, big, big. So now I need to add my 6 more. So what goes here? It should be a 6 because 6 more came and jumped in the pool. So I'm going to add my 6 back. 1. These don't count because they went home. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So how many boys are in the pool? I can count. I can make a 10. Or I can go 9 and count up 6. Or I can use my number line. So I'm going to start at 9 and go plus means big, big, big. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 15. So then it says, how many boys are in the pool right now? Well, we did step 1. We now finished step 2. So how many boys are in the pool? So obviously this is the answer, 15. So I'm going to put 15. And then look, boys are in the pool. And that's what I'll put, 15 boys are in the pool. And you can put now if you want now. Okay. Once you have all this done, you're going to get out your green book. Okay. Remember, you can always rewind, rewatch, all of that. So now that we finished our lesson, we are going to get out our nice all green book. And we're going to turn to page we're going to turn to page 41. Should be the page right after the one you pulled out yesterday. 41. Pull it out. Okay. And I'm going to make sure your name is on it. And I'm going to read it to you so that you can do it. So here's our example. It's showing you have to do 2 steps. Make sure you take it 1 sentence at a time. You know your start number. Okay. So there are 7 hoops in the gym closet. Then 3 hoops are taken out. After class, 9 hoops are put back. How many hoops are in the closet now? So we know we start with 7 hoops. 3 are taken out. If you take something away, take it out, you subtract. So you start with 7. Your big boss is 7. You start with 7, you get rid of 3. So how many are in there now? Step 1, 7 minus 3, which gives you 4 hoops. So now we take our mystery number and we use this as our start number. Okay, so then it says, after class, 9 hoops are put back. So you start with the 4 hoops and you get more hoops. So that means we got to do small fries. So you get more hoops. So now how many are in there? We have our 4 hoops. We plus 9 more hoops. Now we have 13 hoops. You could have drawn that too. 7 hoops. You could draw it with a picture. You could have used manipulatives, all that. Okay, so now there are 13 hoops in the closet. This one says, and there's room to draw here. You have your table, all that. Jay has 13 posters for a book fair. He hangs 5 in the morning, then he hangs 4 more in the afternoon. How many posters does Jay have left? Circle an equation for step 1. Underline equation for step 2. So it wants you to circle step 1 and underline step 2. So which one of these is step 1? You would circle it. Which one of these should be step 2? Underline it. What it's meaning is look up here. Start number, stop number, adding or subtracting, circle what you have to do first, underline what you have to do second. Okay? And then put your answer here. Jay has blank posters left. So find the answer and put it on the line. Then you're going to flip it over. And it wants you to try this tape diagram. Okay? It wants you to try to fill it in with the numbers here. So number 3 says, there are 15 people on a train. At the first stop, 8 people get off the train and 3 people get on. How many people are on the train now? So complete the tape diagrams. I gave you your start number. You need to fill it in and figure out how many there. Then they put the answer. So you're going to put how many people are on the train. Okay? And the last one says, a box holds 12 markers. Nan takes out 6. Then she puts 2 back. Are there enough markers in the box for Finn to take out 10? Explain. So draw it out and then tell me, after you solve it, is there enough for Finn to take 10 more markers away? If no, tell me why. If yes, tell me why.